It was a busy day on the island of Sodor.
Apparently there's now this massive, huge blue quarry that we've never seen before. That's Scarloy. Oh, that's Sir Handel. I don't know who that is.
Morning, Merrick.
Merrick. I'm sure he's a very interesting character and we're going to learn a lot about him. Hey, that's Peter Sam, I know him.
Owen, the incline engine, was
The incline engine. I've heard it all now. I've heard the traction engine, the diesel engine, incline engine. I don't think those exist in real life.
Next stop, right to the bottom.
I feel like this thing is supposed to just use gravity and not be like actually powered. Owen's just a building with a face. That's interesting.
If your wheels aren't whirring, you aren't being a really useful engine.
Get back to work, sleeve.
Oh my!
Whoa! That was a near miss. In the workplace, you gotta report those.
Sound the alarm!
Pound the alarm.
Stop! Stop!
Now he's saying stop, but that's a green flag. Those are mixed signals. I think if he really wanted him to stop, he'd use a red flag. It reminds me of this girl I dated once. The flags were green, but once you got past the flags, there was a collapsing bridge, like you see here, and it all went to shit. Bit of a clumsy analogy, I know, but it's true. Michelangelo's the GOAT! That's an extremely pretty shot. I hope it doesn't get worse and go back to regular, crappy Thomas animation. I spoke too soon. I think all the animation budget went on those leaves. After about 3 seasons, he's finally talking to his coaches. Seems weird now, but this was the first time in forever that Annie and Clarabelle were treated as actual characters and spoke. Doesn't that seem weird now? It's like, what were they doing?
He was carrying the fat controller.
It cannot be that hard to drive this thing. He doesn't have a steering wheel and very little controls there. They just introduced Winston, so they wouldn't have to have that controller just turn up on a random engine.
I'm sorry you were in an accident, Paxton. It must have been horrible.
It was without a doubt the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me in my whole life. I'll never be the same again.
They'll soon fix me up when I get to the diesel works.
The diesel works.
Hello, my friends.
Where's Duncan? He's my favourite. Oh, don't worry about him.
Ready for work.
There's only 2 rules at the Blue Mountain Quarry. Work your asses off and have fun while doing it. That is an accident waiting to happen. And that looked efficient. Half the stuff he just tipped off fell down the hill.
Thomas was pleased with his work at the...
Oh, I'm blind. For some reason, the engines don't close the doors in the sheds. It's always bugged me.
I'm Thomas.
But the engine didn't.
Ooh, the wee bit of I just don't know what that instrument is. It's like an Irish pipe.
I've just seen a little green engine racing from one tunnel to another. Who is he?
Oh, that's Peter Sam. You silly engine.
I'm afraid I can't help then.
None of the narrow gauge engines would be very good at playing poker. They all got tells. No one's working right now.
Talk to me
If your
about.
wheels aren't whirring, you aren't being really useful.
What did Luke do that was so bad?
Tax evasion.
2 eyes blinked and disappeared into...
Well, of course 2 eyes blinked. If only 1 eye blinked, then that would be a wink.
Why is he so scared of being found?
And why do I have no internal monologue and have to verbalise everything I'm thinking?
He wanted to know the whole story.
He's a groomer. Be a sympathetic character to a lot of unsavoury characters in the Thomas fanbase, if that was the case. Ooh, he said that.
What do you all think is the worst thing an engine could do?
Hit and run.
Really bad.
Grand Theft Auto.
Walled me up in the tunnel.
And Henry was never let out again, and he died there. That's true. The mainstream media told me that.
Do you remember the day I was shunting trucks at the mine?
Remember when is the lowest form of conversation. Just saying.
You make me look old? Clumsy?
Bloody roast of Rheneas at the quarry tonight.
Have you talked to the other engines about Luke?
Are you a fucking rat?
I told you I wouldn't do that.
You know what happens to rats?
I'm trying to help
They
you.
sleep with the
I
fishes.
want to be his
You're going to get whacked, Thomas, if you go around spitting that. Watching The Sopranos lately, can you tell?
Stop, Scarlowy!
Bloody hell. Health and safety at this place is shocking. That's another near miss. That's got to be reported to upper management. Everyone's going to have to sign a form and report this. Terrible example of the workplace here. And where are all the high-vis and steel cap boots?
I'm sorry I hid from you.
Oh, you're Irish. Did you plant a car bomb or something? Is that why you're hiding? Why does the thin controller wear exactly the same thing as the fat controller? Like, the dick riding is insane.
He wanted to stay with Luke, but
Look! Why do you say it like that?
But I wanted to be the first off the boat.
Isn't that a show with Randall Park and the Koreans? No, that's Fresh Off the Boat. Sorry.
And I was happy.
Don't need to speak Spanish to understand. Problema.
Sing into the sea. The sound was terrible.
Seems like that's kind of Cranky's fault to me.
They'll tell the thin controller. And he'll tell the fat controller.
And he'll tell the even bigger controller.
Get those wheels whirring.
Get back to work, you slave! Scarlowy seems like the worst bloody manager ever.
Let's get to work.
We're right behind you, Toby.
Oh, ha, 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 literally, ha, ha, fuck off.
Paxton was telling Devious Diesel all about.
This is where the movie kind of
You are right.
gets a bit
Tell me, Paxton.
weird, because Diesel comes in as the main antagonist in the second half, the back half of the movie.
One of us.
He's just got an axe to grind.
Do you remember a yellow engine that fell in the sea?
I'm busy.
Oh, crikey, up and rumbled. Waiting for this day.
Lots of things are important, Thomas.
Like keeping your fucking mouth shut.
I'm looking for the fat controller. Where is he, Cranky?
How the fuck am I supposed to know?
Please tell me what happened.
Insane the amount of Victor lore that unexpectedly gets dropped in this movie. Like, who would have thought?
Splash! I slid into the sea.
Like I slid into that pussy. I'm sorry.
He's a danger to us all. He has to go.
Diesel, I don't remember asking.
What did you do?
What?
I talked to Victor.
You talked to Victor.
You fucking blabbed, mate. You've been going round the whole town. Running your loose lips, mate. Loose lips sink ships.
Let me explain.
No, Thomas. Don't explain anything.
I feel like they really wouldn't be able to hear each other that well. They're quite far away and getting further.
I don't want to listen to you ever again.
Thomas heard you out. You think you murdered a guy. Oh, the betrayal. Oh, the deception.
I need you to pull me up, Owen. I need to talk to Luke. I know you can do it. You're strong. Try your...
This is why Owen's in the movie for this one scene.
Tugged by
So this is another huge example of health and safety.
Owen started to pull
Yeah,
Thomas up the incline.
This wouldn't fly.
Luke.
Nonsense, Thomas.
Why does Diesel have such an axe to grind? He's such a hater. Found out about this about 3 hours ago, and he wants to get rid of this one guy, based on the word of Paxton, who's kind of like a confirmed idiot.
But then there was trouble.
Oh, I didn't think this through at all.
Thomas was in danger.
And this is how Thomas dies.
Doubling tracks.
That translates to fuck. Whoa!
Marvelous.
Like he can see what's happening. He's on the other side.
I slipped off the boat. My wheel chains were broken.
Well, he did knock into him. It was Cranky's fault.
It was
Cranky's the real villain.
Buenos días, Luke. Me llamo Victor. Es un placer volverte a ver.
That's the language.
Spanish.
But the engine on the boat with me was yellow.
Yes, I got repainted. That can happen.
And for the first time in a long
Fucking Luke. Fuck you and your dimples.
Luke, I am very happy to meet you. At last. Welcome to my railway.
His thin controller bit.
Diesel, you were
I'm doing-
wrong. You
I'm doing
did
like the
not
gay hand.
find out the
I'm not
whole
gay, but
story. Worry before you call. It is always important to find out what really happened. Because what really happened is what
Really happened.
I am proud of you.
Now get back to work.
You are all really useful engines.
Except for Diesel. Well, I'm glad the movie's over and there's nothing left to come. That's the whole thing done.
A few days.
Oh my god, a post-credit scene. Mid-credit scene. Marvel.
I know you've been looking for a yellow engine. Well, I think I found him.
Oh my god, it's Duncan.
It's me!
Yes, the 2-second scene that spawned a whole lot of merchandise of Renee's painted yellow. Okay, that payoff that's pretty lame payoff. I kind of like that special. The flow's not the best. Some of the characters act a bit out of character, to be honest. Overall, I think it's a pleasant enough story. And it was a good farewell for the Nitrogen era. Well, I suppose that's all there's left to say. The next one up. Bloody King of the Railway. Can't wait.